and welcome to the world of Pakistan. I'm Farokh Pitafi, and today we are going to talk about Pakistan's largest province in terms of territory. Balochistan is not only very important when it comes to geopolitics and its location, but when you talk about the overall importance of the province, it is very important. Human beings who live there, the citizens, they contribute a lot to the national debate. And the province itself is culturally very rich, it is politically very rich, and has always played a very important role in the country's politics. And today we are going to talk about various aspects. We are going to explore what exactly is the potential of the province, whether it has been explored properly or not, and what exactly in coming days one has to do, or the state of Pakistan, the government of Pakistan has to do to take care of those potentials. Not only that, what exactly is the quality of human resource, human development, how the government of Pakistan is working on the province, and especially given that recently we have seen CPEC project and umpteen other very important projects associated with the province. Today we are going to explore that as well. In order to help us understand these issues, we are joined by Sana Jamali Sahiba, who is a senator of Balochistan Awami Party. Senator Sahiba, thank you very much for being part of the program. Next to her is Sangeem Khan Sahab, who is an expert on security and foreign affairs issues. Thank you very much for being part of the program. Then we are joined in Karachi studio by Mohammad Iqbal Baloch Sahab, who is director of Wash News TV, Balochi TV, which is quite prominent, and Aman Shah also joins us in Karachi, who is associated with Academe. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being part of the program as well. Let me start with the studio here. Sana Jamali Sahaba, if I ask you to talk about the importance of the province, what are the contours that you are going to actually highlight?
This province is future of Pakistan, first of all, I should say.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
We people are lucky we belong to Balochistan. This province has got the largest deep seaport, the largest mineral reserves, the future of Kachi Canal, which is the mega project which has been started in 2002. Phase 1 is completed, and through which 700 acres would be cultivated.
All right. Okay.
This will control the overall perspectives of the Balochistan, because if the people will get 60% of their fertile lands, they will have food,
right,
they will have water,
okay,
they will have health facilities, so the province will progress.
All right. And Balochistan is 44% of Pakistan's total territory, if we are not counting the shores, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, when you include the coastal area, it becomes much more than that. And most of it is not arable. So what you are saying is it is going to be fertilized by all this, and it is going to become cultivable. Sangeem Khan Sahab, not very too much long ago, we remember that there used to be talk of law and order situation in Balochistan. Now we see that there are projects which are actually being brought in. CPEC is quite prominent because it focuses primarily on Balochistan and Gwadar, which is part of Balochistan. What exactly is the state of law and orders in the province?
Sir, thank you so much, first of all, for having me, and I would like to appreciate the initiative taken by the PTV World, especially bringing Balochistan into the mainstream. With regards to your question, I would like to say that Alhamdulillah, thanks to Almighty Allah, there has been a huge change with regards to peace and security aspects. And first of all, I would like to, pay gratitude in behalf of people of Balochistan to the brave armed forces of Pakistan and law enforcement agencies, including police, levies, and all those. Due to their tireless efforts, at the cost of their lives, peace has been restored. We remember back 2008 and 9, we were in the media back, not only national media, but international media. Balochistan was being depicted or being shown as someone no-go area. But I am convinced I can say this thing as a son, being a son of the soul, I can say this thing with utmost conviction. Peace has been restored in Balochistan. We see, Gwadar International Stadium is the clear-cut
it is a
manifestation.
beautiful one, yeah.
Such amazing. We see it has received international fame and popularity. One. Secondly, we see economic activities are in the pipeline. Secondly, and more importantly, we see various sports events are being organized. Other than that, we see various colleges, the activities are being in the normal routine. So, having all this said, that peace has been restored in Balochistan, people could be seen, doing their activities in their daily routine.
Yeah, I'm glad that my question, although it was about security, you very effectively squeezed in the importance of the province as well and the activities which are going on. If I ask you about the potential, and one aspect that is very important, can you identify that? Like ma'am has just pointed out, Senator Saib has pointed out, Kachi Canal project, right? Can you highlight one?
Yeah,
as well?
as Senator Saib rightly mentioned, Balochistan is a province with the utmost and tremendous potential, untapped resources. What we really need to do, we really need to tap those resources so that we can have lots of prospects. Balochistan is not the only province, as you rightly mentioned, up to 45% of the total land mass of the Pakistan, and it just contributes 6% of the total population. More importantly, this province is bordered with two international countries, Iran and Afghanistan, two Muslim countries.
Right.
So it really speaks volume. It creates opportunities of trade, potential is there for the people of Balochistan. Secondly, we have this, untapped natural resources. As per estimates, there are reserves of trillions of dollars. If tapped properly, it can really translate the, the
when
vision
you're
into
about
reality.
Reserves, you're talking about minerals.
Yeah.
Are you talking about minerals?
Yes, there are minerals.
Right.
We have
Minerals are important, but first let us talk about what is quite visible above the ground, right? The people and the province. Let me bring in the other two guests as well. Iqbal Baloch Saab, I'm going to ask you the same question, right? As part of the opening statement, tell us, what do you think is most important about Balochistan?
Indeed, it is true. Balochistan has a lot of untapped resources in Pakistan. But the biggest positive thing that we are seeing right now is the youth of Balochistan. Now we see that they are highly inclined towards gaining education. I think so that is going to be a main factor for a prosperous Balochistan. And if you talk about the natural resources and if you talk about Gwadar, so we know that Gwadar is it has an international importance because of its strategic location. It is situated right at the mouth of Strait of Hormuz, and it has the natural deep sea ports. So and that is the reason we see that CPEC, China is entrusted to utilize the Gwadar port and connect it its western province Kashgar with Gwadar for its trade purposes. So that all these things tells there is a tremendous potential in Balochistan. It has the educated people over there and the natural resources over there. So I think that's a recipe of a
prosperous tomorrow that we see.
You started by highlighting the people of Balochistan, their importance. Tell me about the human resource there. Tell me about level of human development. Is there any progress? Because there is this idea that perhaps Balochistan is not very developed area part of the country. Iqbal Baloch Saab.
That exists unfortunately in Pakistan's mainstream, and that is just because there is a huge gap between Pakistan mainstream and Balochistan, and those are based on wrong notions and wrong misperceptions. So what I think that it is not like that. People think that people in Balochistan, they are anti-development, they are not pro-development, and they are not inclined towards education. That is not how it is. I would just if you would just take a visit to Turbat University, and if you would interact with the students over there, and you would be amazed with the level of their aptitude, with the level of acumen ship they have in politics and economics. So I think, if they are given the opportunity to grow, I think they're going to prove very instrumental in the development, not for just for the province of Balochistan, but even for Pakistan. So it all comes down to the right opportunities given to them.
Let me bring in the other guest from Karachi, Shah Saab. Let me ask the same question to you. Let me ask you to comment about the importance of Balochistan. What factor actually stands out when you're talking about the province?
I'll share a small experience of mine. Almost about 10 years ago, I happened to visit a university in Karachi. And, out of inquisitiveness, I asked over there that how many students are studying in Karachi University who belong to Balochistan. So I was given a figure that was very low. But today I happened to visit Karachi University and I got to know.
Baloch Sahab, allow me to actually bring in the other guest. Aman Shahab Sahab, your take on Balochistan's importance.
Firstly, ji, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much, PTV World, and thank you so much, Bitavi Sahab, for taking us in your program. Talking of Balochistan, I tell you, Pakistan in general and Balochistan in particular, we have no doubts about that it's full of endless opportunities. Now, talking of Balochistan, firstly, thanks to our geographical location, and secondly, thanks to CPEC. CPEC has literally been a game changer for us, and especially with the Road and Belt Initiative walking into the second phase, you can literally see positivity and prosperity almost all over Balochistan. Now, you talk of prospects. Balochistan, in my opinion, almost every sector of ours is full of numerous opportunities. Only if you just take the example of tourism, this is an untapped industry. And now, since Mr. Sangin also, I heard him mention the security situation in Balochistan now. I tell you, this is time for us to encash and transform terrorism into tourism. We can't go ahead without paying our tribute to our entire nation for the cost, for the sacrifice that our nation has paid. And this previous decade, this entire fight we have been having in our country. So our special salute is to our armed forces, to our institutions, and the martyrs, our heroes, thanks to whom we are sitting here in this program discussing Balochistan's prospects and further opportunities. So talking of tourism, if you just come to see, we've got mountains, we've got deserts, we've got one of the best rally terrains in the world, we've got beautiful waterfalls, we've got lovely lakes, we've got a 750-kilometer long coastline. So Balochistan has so much to offer. I'll just name a few places which I'm sure no one must have even heard of. These are tourist spots that can be developed and they can pull out, they can get in so much tourism. You just talk of the Fort Mandu, Job, 1860, the Britishers have built this fort up. Coming to talk of Ziyarat, this is the world's second largest juniper forest. The fort of Pannu, this is in Turbat, the famous love tale of Sasi Pannu. So the beautiful coastal line, the ancient sceneries we've got, the beauty of Kund Malir. So we've got so much untapped. Now the drawbacks here are lack of good lodging facilities, infrastructural development, and lack of awareness. This is a totally untapped sector of ours.
Let me now ask you about the resource allocation. What are the possible areas which need prioritizing at this moment by the Balochistan government and the federal government? I understand Mashaji was actually talking about tourism, right? And there were mention of academia as well, education too. What are the areas where perhaps if the government of Pakistan and Balochistan invest more, you can have better returns and prosperity for the province?
First of all, I should tell you the world revolves around food, health.
Yeah, yeah,
So we have to consider this.
yeah,
We have got the largest deep sea port.
yeah.
We have got the largest reserves. Regarding largest deep sea port, how we can utilize, how Singapore has developed, how UAE has developed,
Okay.
you can see. In largest deep sea port, we have got a lot of shrimps.
Yeah.
In Turbat area, we have got one of the few best largest dates being regated over there. So if you can see how this can change our economy.
All right.
Then we
But
can,
here's the problem.
Yeah.
The shrimping industry
Yeah.
and fishing industry has
Yeah.
been there for quite some time,
Yeah.
right? But why is it that now we are talking about, utilizing it properly? Secondly, dates also, they are
Yeah.
cultivated there.
Yeah.
And that should already be contributing. What
Yeah.
exactly is the change factor which is going to bring about something significant to the table?
first of all, I should tell you that previously the things and parameters of Balochistan were different. We had low literacy rate. Now the things have changed. People of Balochistan are stressing on the use of internet, the internet classes.
Yeah.
The people of Balochistan, the students of Balochistan, the youth of Balochistan is now more educated. Previously, they didn't have right. There was a little perception that the Sardar Nawabs didn't allow them to access to education, but this was wrong. I am from a clan family, Aman Shah is from a clan family, Balochistan is from a clan family. They always supported the development of their youth, the development of their tribesmen.
Okay.
They work for the teamwork. So things were changed. Now the people want education. You could see that 2 years back, when Shehbaz Sharif was addressing university students in Punjab, everyone was saying that CPAC is going this way, CPAC is bringing development in all over Pakistan. One girl from Balochistan stood and she said, where is the CPAC in Balochistan? So this is the trend and the change going on.
Right.
This is what I've told to the Prime Minister Imran Khan, that things of Balochistan are changed. Regarding
Right.
security situation, I would want to
So
add.
the students are not only informed enough, they are, mashallah, courageous enough
Yeah.
to actually stand up and ask for the truth. This is
Yes.
what you are saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you wanted to talk about security as
Security situation, the things have changed.
well. Yeah.
International Youth Summit belonging to 65 countries before COVID was conducted in Balochistan. 65 countries' youth were there. Jam Kamal's government fully supported them. This is how the trends are changing, how the security situation is trending. Because we want to know, as Aman Shah stated, that from terrorism to tourism. So this is a big change.
Okay, right. And security has certainly improved.
Yeah.
I think all the participants agree with Sangeen Khan, your point of view that things have improved. Let me now ask you about various aspects which can be developed, right? Everyone keeps on talking about various things that can be done or have been done. But there must be certain areas where which are not tapped to their full potential. I mean, when you talk about the urban-rural divide, the quality of development in the backward areas, that also needs some kind of focus, right?
Sir, no doubt. First of all, I would like to put emphasis. We keep on saying that Pakistan's total population is youth bulge. I mean, 60% above, less than 30% age. We say it's our youth bulge. This is one of the areas we can, utilize them, empower them, provide them various vocational and technical training, so that they can contribute not only in the development and prosperity of the province, but as well as of this country. You would be amazed to know, sir, Dr. Yarjan Abdul Samad is the true face of Pakistan. He belongs to the far-flung areas of Buleda Turbat, and is at the moment currently a research scientist at the Griffin Center, Cambridge University, world's biggest and top university. So this is the real face of Balochistan. I can count more and more.
Okay.
So this is as I would second to Aman Shah what he said, we really need to give more opportunities to our youth. We need to provide that platform so that they can utilize their potential and really translate their potential into reality. Secondly, we talked about where are those areas which can be worked out. Balochistan, as far as the economy Balochistan is concerned, I see with the three aspects. First, we have this agriculture,
Right.
livestock,
Okay.
and minerals.
Right.
More than, 60% Balochistan.
Agriculture needs water, and the water table is quite low in Balochistan. right?
Exactly, no doubt.
And when you talk about, animal and cattle.
Yeah, livestock.
livestock, that too also needs a lot of facilities. So how do you think is the provincial government actually providing that?
Well, with regards to, I guess Senator Saiba is in a good position to answer what the government has taken the step. But I would say where are the areas which can be worked out. As Aman Shah Sahab rightly pointed out, the world is moving toward the tourism. Okay. I mean, the contribution of the tourism. I mean, total. I mean, to it played last year $8.97 trillion dollars. It contributed to the total GDP. Okay. $8.7 trillion. Okay. So Pakistan has lots of places, specifically Balochistan.
Absolutely, but here's the problem. Whenever I listen to the leaders of Pakistan, and I remember, you know, early politicians also, they always used to compare and actually point out that Pakistan or this area of Pakistan has so many gifts, right? But the fact is that we'll have to have a comprehensive plan to bring about the change that we are talking about. Yeah, all of you are talking about education as the it factor, but what exactly is the quality of education and academic institutions there? One has to actually talk about that as well. But Sana Jamali Sahaba actually wants to come in and comment on something.
I want to say, in the House of 340, right, there are 20 members of Balochistan who are representing Balochistan. Okay. So you can see, we are suffering here because according to the constitution, in the matter of the population. Right. The seats should be divided according to the population.
No, but you're a senator, right? Yeah. The idea of a popular house, that is the National Assembly, and the Senate is that Senate is territorial house. Yeah. Every province gets equal share in the Senate. So National Assembly, of course, has to be represented by the population.
According to the population. Yeah. That's how we are suffering. I agree with Sangeet Khan Sahab, we need to empower our youth. We need to empower our parliament. Right. Because we have got one of the largest constituency from Quetta to Chaghi, you can see. Yeah. We have got temperatures from -17 to 57 degree in Jafrabad. Right. These are the factors you have to...
I wouldn't talk about 57 degrees for that matter.
These are the things which our people has to fix. Yeah. Our society gives respect to women. So that's why we have to educate more and more women, more and more empowerment to women. Because if we want to educate and develop Balochistan, we have to empower our women first. Right. Because they are the gateways. Regarding infrastructure and development, the JAM government is doing a lot. Regarding the CPEC projects, in the international communications, and the agriculture policy, we have developed minus policy after 20 years in the history of Balochistan. So this is a big change.
Right. Yeah. And these are very important issues. Let me go back to Karachi, Iqbal Baloch Sahab. When we are talking about everything else, let us go back to human development as well. The quality of universities, of schools, colleges, and then when it comes to the educated part of the population, the job opportunities for them. Please do comment about that as well.
Unfortunately, you know, if you would see in Balochistan, there is a huge void for private or entrepreneur, you know, opportunities in Balochistan. If that sector, you know, with the educated youth is, you know, with the right policies is empowered, I think, you know, it's going to bring a major change in Balochistan. And the other thing is that we also need to emphasize on the quality of education that the academic institutions in Balochistan are imparting. You know, speaking a little while ago about the, you know, one of the prospects in Balochistan, I would like to draw the attention of the fishery industry in Balochistan. We have almost about 700-kilometer coastal belt. You know, what the government with its right policy needs to do, it needs to develop a landing spot in Balochistan. Because right now, you know, I was looking at some facts and figures earlier. I came to know that almost about 3 billion worth of fish is caught from this coastal belt. But, you know, all of that fish is brought in Karachi and landed over here. If such fish is, you know, if they have a marketplace in Balochistan on the coastal area, you know, and from where the fish is caught and, you know, had an opportunity to export it out. So I think it is going to improve the economy of Balochistan, and it's going to help the government of Balochistan to generate its huge income from the fishery department.
But government of Pakistan actually focuses on blue economy, right? So these matters are also part of the priority list of the government. But going back to the academe and the quality of educational institutions, you have highlighted that. Your association is with media. Let me ask you the mainstream media. How much mainstream media is represented there? Do you have any studios in Quetta or the mainstream channels, private sector as well? And if not, where does all the educated population go to work? I mean, we are talking about various aspects which are important outside Balochistan. But what are the job opportunities in Balochistan?
Well, unfortunately, if you talk about the job opportunities in Balochistan, it's mainly the government jobs that we see that most of the people who get education want to get employment. But again, there is a huge scope in Balochistan. I think if government, well, again, government has its own limitations given the amount of funds they are given per annum. But if they have, with the funds and right policies, they could initiate public and private, initiatives. That is going to help local people with, developing their own businesses. Like small and medium-sized industries. They can, people in Balochistan can start developing that. And I think that if an opportunity of loan is offered to the people of Balochistan, that is also going to help the local economy, the local businesses of Balochistan to develop and prosper. So I think this is one prospect I believe that the government should.
Right. Aman Shah Sahab, you want to come in regarding education? Because there are aspects which are very important when you look at Balochistan's overall development. I understand that the media of Pakistan doesn't pay that kind of attention to the province as is needed. But regarding academe also, we see that institutions there have been subject to controversies in the past. So is that improving? Finally, you can talk about job opportunities as well and how to create them. Aman Shah Sahab, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Three questions in a row. Quality of education in Balochistan, quality of the academic institutions, media's attention to the province, and job opportunities or unemployment or employment situation. Please go ahead.
Okay, I seem to have been bombarded with, quite heavy questions. So I would need your patience to throw light on two, three different aspects. Talking of education and human development, human resource development. So first of all, I would like to take a start in reference to your question. Our narrative, my narrative, is at the moment the state's narrative. So I won't comment on this or any other government. Keeping my narrative, the state narrative, I'd like to talk on education. You talk of education. Previously, Balochistan was not very good as far as education was concerned. We unfortunately till 2001 didn't have good universities in Quetta. University of Balochistan was the only university serving us people there. In 2002, an IT university has been established in Quetta, which at the moment is state of the art. It's producing graduates which can compete with the students from all over the world. This I'm talking about BUTMs, which I'm sure my brother Mr. Sangeen Khan would be able to second. Then talking about Balochistan, you talk of Balochistan, we are a tribal society and we are a very conservative society. So in 2002, I, Alhamdulillah, have recently been put up on the Senate board for Sardar Bahadur Khan Women's University. This is the first and the largest women university in Balochistan, and it took a start somewhere in 2002. today, alhamdulillah, it is catering to so many women, like with education and women empowerment. I would like to pay emphasis on women education because there's a saying, you say that if you educate a man, you educate a house. Whereas if you educate a woman, you educate an entire village. And since the population of Pakistan, like over 60% of our population falls under the age bracket of 30. So in my opinion, our USP, our unique selling point is our youth and is our girls, our daughters, our sisters. Talking of human resource development, previously we lacked in human resource development, but with time, with things changing, with Higher Education Commission taking interest in Balochistan, opening up institutes, I would like to mention we in Balochistan have, alhamdulillah, 9 universities today, and the 10th one is being opened in Gwadar, the Gwadar University, which I'm sure should take a start in a year's time. Now, talking of human resource development, these nice institutions coming up have really been working, producing good graduates, and things changing. We've got good banks, we've got good, like you can only see the telecommunication companies. So there are a lot of opportunities being created for these young graduates, and they are being catered in a very nice and in a very healthy capacity also. I hope I answer the question.
Our last question still remains employment opportunities in Balochistan.
As I mentioned to you, like I can say since 2000, 2001 onwards, you can see this boom in the telecommunication sector. So even if you just name this one particular telecommunication sector, you can see the job creations. Initially, I tell you what, going back a decade, around 2 decades, there was a lot of brain drain. There were our graduates, our students used to study, get their good base from Balochistan, and then they used to go abroad. So we unfortunately never had our talent with us. Now the time has come that people are coming back. You talk of opportunities, I can give you the example of Balochistan University. There's the Pro-Vice Chancellor in Balochistan University is the son of a soil. He studied in Quetta. He went to UK, he did his PhD there, and today he is serving in Balochistan. He is a part of Balochistan University. He is the Pro-Vice Chancellor Balochistan University. This Board of Investment, I would once again like to give the example of Board of Investment. The gentleman who is the CEO of Board of Investment, he's a double master's from Germany. He gave his country the first priority, and he is here serving his own people. Now, I would also like to, I can't go ahead without mentioning the remarkable efforts.
Khanzab, sorry to cut you, but I think that we are probably talking about two different things. I'm talking about the opportunities. You are, of course, talking about the accomplished people who have been employed there. But we are going to continue talking about this. We have to take a small break, viewers. Don't go away. When we come back, we are going to talk about various aspects which might have been left, especially JV was pointed out, joint ventures, and the possibility of private sector investment in the province. We take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk about all of this. Take a break. We have a panel from Balochistan, representing Balochistan. Senator Sana Jamali Sahaba is sitting right next to me, and earlier she told me about various aspects. I have introduced the guest already, but Senator Sahaba, one question that comes to mind while talking about Balochistan. You have inundated us with a lot of information of the province, how many opportunities are there. Why is it that all these things are not heard in the national discourse? Earlier, remember, I pointed out that none of the major news channels of the country have any studios in Balochistan. Why do you think such an important province is being ignored so far?
First of all, I should say Balochistan has never been ignored.
Okay. Okay.
It's the people's perception. They had different sort of mindset.
Okay.
They were not aware that what is Balochistan because of our geographical infrastructure, because of our weather terrain, and thanks to Pakistan Army.
Okay.
Because first of all, I should say that if Army would have not have been there, the Pakistan would have not been there. Thanks to Pakistan Army, it's because Balochistan is there.
Right. Right, but you realize that I was not primarily talking about the government of Pakistan.
Yeah,
Government of Pakistan is paying attention. I was asking about the private sector, which might be missing the beat.
Because between 2006 to 2012, there were some insurgencies.
Okay.
It's because of Pakistan Army, we are back. We had good potential of settlers. We had good teachers, we had good technicians. So because of insurgent situation, and thanks to Pakistan Army, things are back to the normal.
Okay.
People really had a wrong perception. Now the things are changing. It's because of the awareness programs, the media technology. So we are bringing them back. That things are not the way you think from far. When you enter
You're
Balochistan,
bringing people back through opportunity or some special programs?
through awareness programs.
Okay.
And through different opportunities, because one, as my colleague pointed out, the Gwadar Stadium.
Yeah.
So this has gone to ICCI.
All right.
So these are little bit reforms which we are doing.
And they are quite visible. Even the High Commissioner of Balochistan was full of praise for that stadium.
And the CPAC project,
Yeah.
the CPAC,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. It's the future of Asia,
Yeah.
Central Asia.
Okay.
So 4 to 5 countries are involved there. All Asian countries are involved there.
Okay.
So because of the largest seaport, the largest oil
Right.
reserves, the largest technological.
And regarding CPAC and its infrastructure development, we hear that there are going to be special economic zones as well in the province. Where are we at regarding development of that, awareness of those projects?
We have developed economic zone in Hap, Gadani.
Okay.
We have developed economic zone in Bostan.
Okay.
We are developing economic zone with collaboration of Chinese government and Quetta.
Okay.
So we're planning to develop economic zone, Agri-Expo economic zone in Jafrabad.
Okay.
So these are the things we are making.
Right. Sangeen Han Saab, tell us about the opportunities regarding special economic zones. Because since you're also associated with academia, right, education. And my concern when it comes to literature, information about these projects, the potential of these special economic zones, that perhaps is not that much there in national discourse, especially media, especially information related to me. Can you tell us what exactly is the potential and how the government, you think, is projecting it?
Well, one of the most positive aspects that I would, the current government deserves appreciation, as that is, back in the past, there was this gap between the academia and the government. So the very positive approach, specifically to the current government and the bureaucracy, they have changed this, their approach. Now there's a communication gap has been removed between the academia and the government, one thing. With regards to your question, how much information is available with this? Yes, it is somehow, I would say it's a very complex question. Yes, they are in pipeline. I think there is a dire need to share information with the media so that misperception which exists in the air could be removed.
All right.
Secondly, you talked about where are the opportunities. There are lots of opportunities.
Right.
At your beginning, you put a question to Senator Saiba. Yes, back in the past, Balochistan remained ignored due to our flawed policies. I mean, back in the politician, whatever they did. I don't want to talk about that. Yes, there were lots of opportunities. We didn't do that. Now, Alhamdulillah, there has been realization. I mean, the current Chief Minister of Balochistan is, I mean, comparatively more competent, having this vision.
Not
I have seen
comparatively, is very competent. I
very
have,
competent.
interviewed him.
Whatever he did, I mean, in regards to education. Last time I was attending a national security workshop. Again, as ma'am pointed out, there's a dire need of, you know, organizing more workshops, more seminars to inculcate our youth about what's going on in our projects.
Coming back to the special economic zones that I just pointed out, Senator Saab has highlighted hub special economic zone, Jafarabad, Quetta. What exactly is going to define what kind of industries we are going to have in these economic zones, particularly hub, Quetta? Of course, this actually goes back to the question of supply chains, right? And Pakistan can create a lot of supply chains if it wants. So what exactly are the areas that might be of interest to the businesses there?
Well, it provides lots of opportunities. I mean, if there is a, you know, a special economic zone in Quetta, in Bostan, and the other areas, there would be they would establish industries. When there are industries, people would come. The people, the population. One importantly, the population of Balochistan is scattered, dispersed. One of the reasons it remains underdeveloped. So when there would be industries, people would come from other areas, and they would be able.
And that's correct, because that's how you get big cities as well. Because of the economic activity, people gather together for the opportunity. Allow me to go to Karachi. Iqbal Baloch Saab, we are talking about economic opportunities, particularly regarding special economic zones in Balochistan. Where are we at regarding development of these special economic zones, and what industries you see might be actually springing up there?
Well, thank you so much. Well, you see, the thing is, Farooq Saab, you know, the economy of Balochistan is an extractive economy. So, you know, we have a lot of precious metals, a lot of minerals in Balochistan. So, like, you know, if the education of how to extract such mineral resources is given to the people of Balochistan, so they can be, like, you know, self-sufficient in extracting these, you know, the minerals, you know, and the precious metals, and they should get involved in such kind of business, and they should also be taught, like, you know, how to refine when, you know, such you know, the resources are extracted. And the other thing is that what I think that, you know, how we can boost the local economy of Balochistan is through public and private partnership. What the government can do is it can, you know, get into, you know, small and medium-sized enterprises with the local population of Balochistan, and help them establish businesses. And once that business is up and running and it becomes profitable, so what it should do, it should transfer it to the local population.
Right,
So
and that is a very good point, Baloch Saab. I'm told that we have a dearth of time, so I have to actually start concluding the program. Aman Shah Saab, let me bring the same question to you. Because of CPEC, we see a lot of opportunity in Balochistan, especially job creation for the local population as well. We have talked about special economic zones. If you want to add to this, please do, then we conclude the program. Please go ahead, Shahji.
Yeah, I feel we can, with the help of these special economic zones and with people taking so much interest in Pakistan, since it's been highlighted by CPEC so much, I think we can get in a proper industrial revolution where we can really make use of our manpower. Manufacturing industry and industries in general are something that we need to pay emphasis on, and our youth and our masses can be entertained in a very healthy capacity, and a lot of jobs can be created that way.
Right. On that positive note, I'm told that we have to conclude the program. Aman Shah sahab, thank you very much sir, for being part of the program. Muhammad Iqbal Baloch sahab, thank you very much for your precious time as well. Sana Jamali sahaba, thank you very much. It was very helpful. Your input was really enlightening. Sangin Khan sahab, thank you very much for your precious time also. Viewers, you have listened to the discussion. There's a whole array of opportunities in Balochistan. Tourism is there, mine and minerals, CPEC, the fact that the entire province is now opening up after some law and order situation that was there, but now it is not. They are great opportunities. And then we can talk about human resource development, education, perhaps because it is 44% of Pakistan's total territorial land mass, the facilities or amenities that the country, the region needs, and because of the scattered population, perhaps they are not that much there, but that is also a great avenue. And then, of course, the geography of the province is also important. On one side, it has been highlighted that two of our neighbors border Balochistan, Iran and Afghanistan, and then, of course, it has access to deep water port, has a very long coastal belt as well. So there is a huge opportunity to invest in Balochistan. In coming days, we are going to talk about various aspects of those opportunities and break every opportunity down into nitty-gritty. But for today, this was today's program. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.